Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. It is me, your host, not Jukebox480. I'm commentator who is going to be introducing Jukebox in another 5 minutes because he's late again. So in the meantime, we're going to spend the next 5 minutes talking to chat to see how you guys are doing. Oh, you can hear it. That's good. Huffing and puffing. No, I have no idea what you're talking about. That's just the bubble machine over there. So yeah, I got Domino's and Kraft's macaroni ad. That sounds like a you problem. So how's everyone doing in chat today? How is everyone? I see that Box is in chat. I see Marpy. That's definitely Marpy. How are you doing, Marpy? How are you guys doing in chat? Jukebox will be arriving in 4 minutes. That's right. He will be arriving in 4 minutes. If you guys want anything that you want to say to chat about, now's the time to do so. Just letting you guys know. And for those who are watching on Instagram or YouTube, feel free to skip ahead 5 minutes. Well, 4 minutes. Because that's when, you know, Jukebox is going to arrive. Hey, Eli is here, guys. Eli is here. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Oh, hey. Yep. Yes. The E is silent? The E is silent in Eli? Then that's just lie. Are you lying? It's not good to lie, especially when someone's streaming. Jukebox will be here in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes, guys. That's crazy. Ooh. That Jukebox guy is really stupid. I can't even keep a serious face. God dang it. You broke. Don't make me break character. Anyways, 3 minutes left before Jukebox arrives. That's right. He will be giving a speech in 3 minutes, which is very exciting. So if you guys want anything to say, if you have anything to say, now's the time. Talk. To speak. Good times. Oh, you're talking about your name? Oh, Marp? This entire time your name was Marp? Yeah, it would have been cool if... How many minutes? It's going to be 2 minutes. 2 minutes. That's right, everyone. 2 minutes before Jukebox, the myth, the legend, the master of nothing himself, arrives to give his speech. He's going to be here any minute now, guys. Any minute now. Literally, the seconds are counting down. This microphone isn't even on. Here, how about I turn back on the bubble machine for just a little. The bubble machine is pretty cool. That's what. My eye. 1 minute, he will be here in 1 minute. I have a watch. I have no idea what you're talking about. Beetlejuice. Who are you trying to trick? I don't know who that is. 40 seconds before the Jukebox arrives from his Cadillac converter. That's a toaster or whatever. I don't know. 30 seconds. 29 seconds. I don't know. Traffic must really suck for him. Hello there, foxy friend. Hello, I'm not Juke though. I'm just a commenter. Hold on. I think I'm getting a call. Yeah. Yeah. Splendid. All right. So it looks like Jukebox has just arrived. So I'm going to go ahead and get on stage. All right. Can you guys hear me from on this stage? I need facts. If you can hear me very well, so then that way Jukebox can deliver his speech at a moderate tone to where you guys can hear. I still cannot see the chat, so I'm going to have to come down there and read the chat closer. What? How come we've never seen you and Juke in the same room? But yeah, you guys can hear me up there, right? Right? Can I get like a thumbs up? I need like a, wait, send the thumbs up emoji. That would be very helpful, because I can only see that. Can you guys hear me from up here? Anyone? Por favor? Because if this doesn't work, then I guess I'm just going to have to record it and post it, which really sucks because I really wanted to do it live. But yeah, if you guys can't hear me, now's your chance to tell me. Oh. Yes? Great! Well then, without further ado, everyone, let me introduce Jukebox480. Go ahead and give him a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello. Hello, everyone. It is me. It is I, Jukebox480. Hello. Hello. Mwah. Mwah. Oh, don't fall. Hello, everyone. It's funny that I'm saying that because there's no one in this room. It feels kind of awkward, but it's fine. Thank you, everyone, for coming. As you know, my name is Jukebox480. Or AKA, well actually, my name is Darian Yates, AKA Jukebox480 / heroes_huzzah. That's me, huzzah. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give that speech. It's gonna be about 5 to 7 minutes long, and then you guys can spadoodle out of here, whatever that means. All right. Excuse me, can I get the script? Oh. Thank you. All right. All right. Standing here today, I don't feel like the same person who started this journey. I don't think graduation feels like one simple emotion. I've had people all day tell me that I should feel proud. I should feel accomplished with my goals and achievements that I should feel happy or excited for, being able to graduate and get through graduating. But that's the thing. I don't feel proud, okay? I don't feel happy to like an extent, I've been going through a lot of stuff in life, and me realizing that having people say that I should be happy or I should feel a specific way for whatever achievements, for like graduating, it just reminds me of how I am basically expressing how when I am, trying to be myself, my authentic self. So for those who say, and I'm not trying to say this to be mean or rude to anyone, And I know that people are just saying I should, I feel like this is a huge accomplishment. People should feel happy, excited, proud of what they've accomplished in their time at college, you know? Not many people can graduate or are able to stick through the entire program to graduate. But the thing is, it feels like a mix of relief, exhaustion, uncertainty, yeah, and reflection. When I started in the digital design and new media program at Pierce College, I expected to learn technical and creative skills, and I did. But I also came to understand something deeper about process, identity, and what it means to keep going even when things feel uncertain. There were parts of the academic experience that were especially challenging for me, and some design courses, especially when working on things like logo creations, critique and feedback, sometimes meant that we had to revise our original work in ways that made it feel less like our own work. While I understand the purpose of learning how to take feedback and refine ideas, there were moments where it felt difficult to balance creative expression with grading expectations and structure. But even in those moments, I've learned something important about design itself. It's not just about creating something that looks good. It's about adapt, respond, and grow through critique. Even when it was frustrating, it changed the way I think about creative work and how it exists beyond just personal vision. It's one thing to make work for yourself, and then it's another thing to where you're making work for others. If you're making work for other people, if people are commissioning you to make work, then it's reasonable for you to need to learn how to adapt and change your work. But it's different if you are the one designing it for yourself. And so that's one of the reasons why it started to feel less like my own work. Outside academics, my college experience was shaped by a lot of outside forces that made this journey even more demanding. In 2023, I had to leave the house where I normally live, and I was I don't know, quote unquote kicked out. And it's hard for me to say these things, but it's just how I feel, It just felt like I was, kind of kicked out. And suddenly I was trying to survive on my own while still trying to stay focused on my education. At the same time, I was pursuing my dream of becoming a content creator, tackling 4 to 5 jobs while also taking 3 classes every quarter. It wasn't a balanced life. It was exhausting, and there were many moments where I had to keep moving forward without knowing exactly how things would turn out. There were even smaller moments of adversity along the way, like having my car towed and having to pay $640 to get it out of the pound. But even then, I kept going. I found ways to keep showing up, keep working, and keep pushing forward despite everything happening around me. And I think that's something I'll carry with me just as much as anything I've learned in the classroom. The ability to persist even when circumstances are overwhelming, uncertain, or far from ideal. I didn't receive certain academic milestones like Theta Kappa. I didn't reach a 3.5 GPA. And for a while, I used to see that as something missing from my experience, something very important that I wanted to reach. But now I understand that my path wasn't built under typical conditions. I was navigating survival, work, school, and personal goals all at once. And while it may not reflect a traditional academic story, it's still a story of consistency, effort, and endurance. If anything, I believe I would be in a very different mental space if those challenges weren't a part of my journey. But I also believe they shaped how I think, how I work, and how I find myself today. More importantly, through this journey, I've also learned something beyond academics. I've realized that for a long time, I held on to the mindset where not fully investing in myself felt safer than doing so. Because when you start to care about yourself, there's always risk involved. At least for me. I might speak up and be misunderstood. I might try to not get the outcome I hoped for. I might want things and not receive them. And I might be forced to face uncomfortable truths about people, situations, or even yourself, or myself, At some point, I think I started believing that if I didn't fully step into my own needs, I could avoid that kind of pain, that hurt. That voice in my head that constantly has been in my mind since last year, which is, I want to matter, I want to try, and I want to fully exist. And the challenge I've been facing is learning how to listen to that voice, even when another part of me fears what might happen when I do. Because growth isn't just about achievement. It's also about learning how to exist in uncertainty without abandoning yourself in the process. Another thing I've learned through all of this is that perseverance sometimes shows up in unexpected ways. There were days where I felt like I couldn't keep going, but something inside me always pushed me forward anyways. Even when I said I was done, there was still a part of me that refused to give up. That quiet persistence is something I've come to recognize in myself. And I think that same persistence shows up in things that I care about too. Last year, I went to TwitchCon in San Diego while balancing everything else in my life. Somehow, I made it work. We made it work. The community that you guys, we made that happen. It wasn't just me, And that experience ended up being one of the most meaningful and memorable moments of my journey. I got to meet one of my streamer friends, Flat. Shout out to Flat. Go follow him. And something he told me while I was hanging out with him at San Diego when we were just it was like nighttime. We were just looking at the sea or ocean, river, lake, pond. I don't know what it is. I don't really hang around the ocean. But one thing that he said to me that really stuck with me was he said he probably wouldn't be where he is today if it weren't for the support I gave him over the years. And hearing that meant a lot to me. That was like a, like a hit right to the chest, hit right in the feels. It reminded me when I doubt my impact or my place in things, I show up for others can matter more than I realize. I really cherished my time in San Diego, and I'm hoping to get the chance to go back again this November. Before I talk about what's next, I think it's important to talk about where this passion started. When I was around 14 years old, I discovered a Minecraft animation studio called Squared Media. I remembered watching their animations and being completely amazed by what they were creating. And it wasn't just the visuals that I was in awe about. It was the passion behind them. The storytelling, the effects, the creativity, and the amount of work and effort that went into bringing those worlds to life. And seeing that, just seeing it, just without any voice acting, by the way, just completely sparked, I was already interested in 3D animation, but this just tipped me over the block, It wasn't just a passion for Minecraft. It was a passion for animation itself, for creating worlds, telling stories, and bringing ideas to life through art. Looking back now, I can honestly say that Squared Media played a huge role in inspiring me to pursue 3D animation and eventually led me down to the path that brought me here today. As for what comes after college, after today, I honestly feel a mix of things. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have everything perfectly figured out. I have no idea what I'm doing, guys. No idea. But I do have one thing. Direction. Right now, my plan is to take time away from formal education for a few years. I want to focus on concentration, building my skills, and making real connections in the creative space. I also want to dedicate time to learning Blender and improving my 3D animation skills, the original passion that brought me into this field in the first place. And depending on where my life takes me, I would like to eventually return back to school and possibly attend DigiPen Institute of Technology to further my studies in art and animation and continue growing in that field. But the more important than any plan, more important than all of that stuff, more important than education, more important than connections with others, more important than timelines or goals, what matters most to me right now is learning how to love myself, to find who I am outside of expectations, and to learn how to accept my feelings instead of fighting them. I also want to take a moment to thank the people who have been a part of my journey. My friends, my family, the people who have supported me along the way, and even those who are no longer in my life. I want to especially acknowledge my older brother who passed away and who I carry with me in my heart. And to the close friends who stayed and supported me or simply existed beside me through different parts of this journey. Thank you. Thank you. And with that, I want to leave you guys with something I've been thinking about, a closing thought. Minecraft. Now you're probably wondering, oh, what the heck, Juke? What are you talking about, Minecraft? This is supposed to be a formal speech. Hear me out. You think Minecraft is just a game? Sure, Minecraft can just be a game, a blocky game. But it's deeper than that if you look for it. And I can explain to you how Minecraft has had a huge impact. It's not gonna be too long, but the Minecraft, the game in general. Just like in Minecraft, you go through life trying to figure out how to survive, how to progress, and eventually beat the game. You gather resources, face challenges, avoid creepers, you fight your way through obstacles, and eventually you reach what feels like the end goal, the end. And once you defeat the Ender Dragon and you get your reward, which is the Dragon Egg, you jump through the end portal and you reach the end credits and the game tells you you've won. But then something unexpected happens. You don't really beat the game, do you? Instead, you're given a long message about everything you've done, about growth, about connection, about the journey itself. And then after the message, you're sent back to your spawn point, back to where you started. Only now, everything is... I have never, ever in my entire life played a video game where after the credits, you can continue playing the game. Normally, it just says the end and it takes you back to the menu screen. But Minecraft is different. It doesn't just take you back to the menu screen. It takes you back. It's like you're left wondering what you'll do next, where you'll go, what you'll build, who you'll become. And I think that's what this moment right now feels like for me. This speech, this graduation, this chapter of my life feels like that message at the end of the game. This speech right now is the message at the end of the game. And then when this is over, where will I be? I will just still be here. My journey does not end here. It feels like the end of something I've worked so hard to reach, but also the beginning of something I don't fully understand yet. This is the end of the beginning of my time here as a student at Pierce College, but the story doesn't end here because just like in Minecraft, it's never really over. It's only the beginning of your next adventure. Thank you. Oh my God, Jukebox. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh my God. Oh man, I'm crying of tears. Oh, the passion, the drama, the sandwiches. Oh, the celery too. Oh man, give it up. One more round of applause for Jukebox480. I can already hear the claps through the screen. Go ahead. That's right, Jukebox. Yeah. What? Yeah. The bathroom's down the hall to the left. I mean, no, not my left. Your left. We're both facing the same. Just go down here. Just go. Jeez. What a guy. What a guy. Well, everyone, that's been the stream. I'm going to go ahead and say thank you to everyone who is here right now who saw that sandwich man walk out of that room to use the restroom. I don't even know what that was. And even for a split second, thank you. I'm going to try and scroll the chat people who were here. Thank you to thank you to the lurkers. Thank you, Box. Thank you, Cheese. Thank you, Ace. Thank you, Lucky. Thank you, Vibranium Infused Onion. Thank you, AFD Move. I don't know who that is. Oh, interesting. Thank you, Foxy. Thank you. Thank you, Platt. Thank you, Invader Tumu. Thank you,